Welcome back to another episode of the Making Mommy Move Show. We've got Larry with us today. I always love talking to him. I married him for a reason. Today we wanted to talk about employees because I know that a lot of you are probably working in that 9-to-5 and we respect it. We are still trying to overcome it. He just had a very big moment today that we're going to talk about, and we're excited to share it with you guys. Tell us a little bit about your day. What kind of conversations did you have today that were really big?
Today, I tried to quit my job. And I know, tried? What does that mean? I had given the owner of the place I work for a 2-month notice to pretty much find somebody to replace me and make a smooth transition. And we're getting really busy and we need me to be around more to do our stuff. And I walked in this morning and I said, today's going to be my last week. And they said, no, it's not. So working out a part-time schedule at a place that really doesn't do part-time anything. And that's kind of the whole point of this podcast, is to say that you have a lot more power today as a valuable employee than you might think.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's a key word that you have, is valuable. I want to preface this with, I've been noticing it a lot, at least in my floral industry, that everybody's so freaking busy and they are so short-staffed that valuable employees are assets. And I want you to keep that in mind as a business owner, but also if you're still in that 9-to-5, because that gives you a lot of leverage. And that's what Larry's going to share with us, is how he's been able to leverage that kind of position that he's in.
Yeah, and not in a strong-arming the man, getting my way type deal. It's coming to a compromise with your employer to say, I'm on my way out. This is as much time as I can give you, and you reach a middle ground, and it's not just, you both brush each other off and no one really makes out good in the end. So it's being in a position where you say, I know I'm an asset and you need me, and I'm going to work with you as much as I can. But you need to give me the freedom that when I say, hey, I can only work 2 days next week, that's what you're going to get. He's in a position right now that's really, really great, because he'll be able to utilize his skill set and bring in some extra income, but also have the flexibility to create his own schedule that suits his needs to grow our businesses and grow his own goals and endeavors. Because we just recently had a conversation about us potentially kind of switching roles for a little bit so that he can have his turn at trying to create something really amazing for our family and for himself and our businesses. Yeah, for the past 2 years, I've been the breadwinner and letting Lyss grow and build everything. And I've pretty much been keeping the lights on with my job. And now that we're going good with what you have going on, we're going to do that little flip, and I'm going to take a step back from being the main earner to grow personally and financially and make our businesses even more than they already are. Yeah,
I'm really excited for it, because I know with all of my heart and soul that he's going to make shit happen, and it's going to be big. It's going to be really big.
Yeah, and because I've worked 50 hours a week since the beginning of this, and haven't had a whole lot of time to devote to ourselves. And I think that's really going to make a big difference, having 2 of us fully devoted to everything that we're doing.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. I'm excited that you guys get to watch it along the journey, because we're seriously starting from wherever you are right now. Yeah. Literally inventing it. That's the kind of mindset that we've been having about our financials and whatnot. We actually just had a really kind of devastating conversation yesterday, because we're trying to, what's the word?
Figure it out.
Yeah, we're really trying to figure it out. And basically, we came to the sharp realization that him working full-time in his job is actually limiting our abilities to produce more income, because we know that with our skill sets, with stronger marketing, we can actually really make, 4 times the amount of money you bring in a month? Yeah. Potentially. If we actually focused our efforts on the businesses that we have and growing them and selling and marketing.
So really the whole point of this little chat was that you, as an employee, if you're good at what you do and you have good standings with your employer, it gives you a lot of options. And
a little bit more security.
Yeah, more security. And that's, I guess that just kind of goes, if you're not like a crappy person and you're decent at your job, and like you said, like the limited staff for literally anywhere. Like I said, I put in a 2-month notice and they couldn't find somebody to replace me yet as a mechanic, and mechanics are everywhere.
Very true. I think that's a really important thing. And even like as like a business owner, I think that there's something important there to note, is to notice when you have an asset and do everything in your power to keep them, because they know when they're not treated with respect. They know when they're valued, like their ideas aren't valued. They know when they're not respected. They know that like they can do better, and somebody else is willing to acknowledge that they deserve better. So as a business owner, I think that's important to keep in mind also, is to give your employees the space that they need to grow, to flourish, to do whatever they need to, because at the end of the day, they are going to be on Indeed on their break if you are not treating them with respect. Or they'll straight up quit and say, sorry, you're shit out of luck, like, figure it out, it's not my problem. And then you're stuck if you're like me in the wedding industry and you have a couple weddings in a weekend and you have nobody to work them. That's a really bad situation to be in. Or if you're in the automotive industry and you have 19 cars waiting to leave and you have no mechanics to work on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's...
You could take that with any situation.
Yeah. I can tell you, for the past almost 10 years I've been a mechanic, I've never not been on Indeed.
Yeah. Very true.
And for the entire time, you get at least an email a month from somebody saying, we saw your resume, we want you. So coming from the employer standpoint, you need to keep in mind that your employees have other options and that you are not the only one. And it's the same thing for employees. It used to be more so that way, where the employees were replaceable, but now it goes both ways, where employees know their worth and that the employer is also replaceable.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. That's something that we're keeping in mind as we're growing our businesses, is to know the kind of work that they're going to be doing and really valuing the work that they're doing and compensating appropriately, giving them the freedom to do what they need to, the flexibility with their schedule, like within an extent.
I mean, we are dealing with a lot of freelancers, so it's a lot of like, hey, are you available on the 17th? And it's like a yes or no, and we kind of
figure it out one way or another.
Yeah. But
we're starting to potentially like navigate into that full-time, part-time employee kind of aspect. And like, I love the idea of working with freelancers, because that really gives you the ability to like try out their skill sets, make sure you have a good working relationship, make sure that they love working with you, and it's a mutually beneficial opportunity. And then you can always turn them into a full-time employee or part-time employee, or something that suits you both really well. It's really great.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely, if you are like us, you want to start your own thing, you want to grow as a person, and you are still in that 9 to 5, it's a scary transition to go from having that steady, knowing you're going to make X amount of dollars each week and it's going to be in your account on Friday and you'll do the same thing on Monday. It's scary to like let go of that security and say, I'm putting all the chips on myself, because that's where we're at right now. And it is scary to say, all right, there goes all of my security, my benefits, my 401k, all that stuff. But then you break it down and you realize that whatever business you're doing, you could probably make more money in a week doing business for yourself than you can for your 9 to 5. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, we know the skill sets we have. We know our work ethic is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
A little too much.
Yeah. We need to learn how to like, it's okay to just sit down for a minute.
Yeah. And sleep sometimes.
Yeah. That might just be the season that we're in with like the kids, though. It's kind of, it's warmed us up to the work balance that we have right now.
Yeah.
But this will actually tie into a future episode, that we know what our goals are, we know what we're working toward, and we know that we're still getting family time, we know that we're still having time with our kids, we know that we're snuggling up with them and giving them hugs and kisses and loving on them so much because they're so little, and we know that the time goes quickly. But we know what we're working toward, and that this isn't a forever thing. We know that the hustle that we're in right now is a sprint. It's not a marathon. This is not how we're going to be for the rest of our lives. We know our goals, that in 5 years we're going to be in a forever home. We're going to have the financial security to do literally whatever the fuck we want. That we're going to be able to make memories with our girls and go on vacations and literally just do anything that we want. And have the freedom to not have to work that 9 to 5 for 45 years. Like, that gets me wired, and we'll talk about that in another episode.
Yes,
but
definitely.
For now,
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, we want you to realize how worthy you are, and to know your worth, and for business owners to know what your employees are worth, and to make sure that you're treating them the way that they should be treated.
Yeah, Definitely take into account your own worth, because it's worth more than you think it is. For sure.
Well, if you found this video helpful, this podcast helpful, if you're listening anywhere that you're listening, we're so happy to have you with us on this journey. We hope that we're inspiring you a little bit to take the
leap of faith.
Yeah.
And bet on yourself.
Yeah, bet on yourself. Take the power back, because you're going to do amazing things.
Definitely.
And you are so worthy, and you're going to do it, sister.
Or brother.
Or brother. Thank you, guys. Share this with your friends and family, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Catch you in the next one.
Bye.